What's up, guys? I am here with the final war of our season, and we are facing Apoco. Now, this is a war I did not expect to win, but we tried our hardest just to, keep the deaths minimal to try to secure a decent rank this season. So at this point, we were tied up 2-2. My line consisted of a Cosmic, a Skill, and a Mutant. Alright, so I'm going to semi-boost for this. It's the end of season, so I ain't gonna go and buy a 30% boost for any of these fights or anything like that shit. And I'm just gonna see how we do. Now, this first fight, I don't know, I could have used Corvus for it, but if it was King Groot or a couple others, I didn't want to risk timing out, so I went with Stark. Ended up being Venom, which was annoying because I hate fighting Venom personally. I can't evade his L2 for shit, and due to his fucking, I don't even remember what it is, but it fucking makes it impossible basically for fucking Stark shit to work. As you saw with that power drain, it just did nothing. Alright, so this fight went pretty smooth to a degree. Would have liked it would have been better. He just did not want to use his L1 for some reason until right here finally. And then I hit him with the L2, and that wrapped up this fight. So next up, we had a skill. So when I'm going to this fight, I'm thinking, I was like, alright, maybe it's Punisher. Could be Punisher, it's Apoco. They could have a 5-star Punisher that's, decently high ranked on this node. I was like, it could be Agent Venom. That was basically my main two thoughts of who it could be. So I was like, I'm gonna go with Corvus to be safe, because if it's Agent Venom, I'm not gonna risk, Stark. But it ended up being fucking Killmonger. So honestly, this was probably the best selection I could have picked for a champ for this fight exactly. But this was an intense fight. I'm quite positive this Killmonger is rank 5. I mean, it wouldn't surprise me with these guys. But the constant power from fucking the node here just made this fight a nightmare. So here he is, he gets, his L2, he has those 3 fucking indestructible charges, so my 3 next hits are fucking garbage. And then I decided to hit him with the reverb shit up, because I just wanted to get that damage in before I ran out of my last charge. At this point, there was no point in using my special 2 on him, because if I had, it just would have gotten consumed by the stupid ass fucking indestructible charges. So at this point, I'm just spamming L2s as much as possible. I mean, they're not doing as much damage as, if I had my charges, but I just want to end this fight quick, because I swear every few minutes in this fight is more riskier than, than the next. So basically L2s after L2s after L2s, and then I finally got his ass down. I don't think I've personally had a more intense fight on that node besides maybe Hyperion. But again, if I went with the right person against Hyperion, it wouldn't have really been a big deal either way. So we got a mutant on this node. I was thinking maybe Iceman. And then I see that it's Emma Frost. Now this was a first time fight for me. I was actually kind of excited about this one because I've never really fought her. In my opinion, she's a bit easy, especially with Corvus or Stark. So at this point, I just wait for her to throw her L1 at me, which she finally does, and then I rush in, hit her a few times. I guess the one pain in the ass on this node is, typically I could just armor break her, but not really on this node, or else I'm just going to make her regen. So what I do is I throw an L2 when she gets a little close to her first bar of power, so that she goes out of that diamond form, and then I wreck her day. And then she throws her L1 again, and I L2 her once more, and then she's dead. Alright, so I did these first set of fights nice and, decently late at night. I'm someone who stays up pretty late at night, so those were probably some of my best matches of this war. And then I got to Mephisto, and I had just woken up in the morning when I got to this fight to actually fight him. And I was like, oh, okay, Mephisto, this shouldn't be a problem, I've fought him on this node many times before with Blade. So I throw on some boosts. I throw the health boost on. I throw a 20% boost on, and I throw a 10% attack boost on. Now, typically during a season, for this fight, I would have probably thrown on 30% attack and health, and then just the 25% attack boost. And in a different situation, he would have been that much easier with those boosts on. But due to it being the last war, I'm not going to waste fucking resources like that. So, I go in. He throws his L1 at me. I'm like, okay. I start off this fight. It's going pretty well. No auras or anything yet. That's always a plus. I don't really find Mephisto to be too difficult, honestly, on this node. He's probably one of the people I'd rather fight on here. There's a few guys I really hate fighting on here. This fight didn't go exactly as I was hoping it to go. It gets a little rough near the end. At the time, it was early in the morning. I decided to do this fight before my kid ended up having breakfast, so my wife comes in at one point, and she starts flipping out at me. When she does, I end up getting pegged by an L1 right at the end of the fight, which you'll see when I get to that point. This guy just kept doing this shit to me where he'd dash back and forth. And then there were certain points here where I was like, should I use my L2? Maybe I shouldn't. I mean, I had the invulnerability boost on for this fight just in case, because I just wanted to, I'll have more by next season, so that's one I didn't mind burning. Not to mention, I figured at some point here, eventually I'm going to hit him with an L2, and the corner's probably going to bring him to an L3 anyways, so. Alright, so at this point, there's a minute and a half left. He's at 50% health, and he still hasn't hit his, regen shit, so I'm getting a little panicky at this point. And then right there, he throws a double L1. I almost got caught by that second one, honestly. And, MD's doing its thing here. Pretty well. I mean, clearly this guy has rank 5 MD on, which is fine. It's still not too hard of a fight. Just gotta keep evading that shit. The aura is the thing that fucks with me, though, because, that shit brings his health bar up a decent amount. So at this point, I'm like, alright, I'm going to L2 him again, and this one puts him at an L3. I was like, okay, I'm prepared for this. He chews me up and spits me out. No damage taken. Then he has me up against the wall. I'm like, shit. I was like, this isn't too good. He gets his regen, and then I get hit by a blowback of that L1. I'm like, what? I was a little pissed off at that point. And then, in just a second here, that's where my wife was talking to me. Instant death. I got pissed, quit out the fight, came back in. I knew this wouldn't take another round would finish him up. And this wasn't a war that we were going to win anyways, which I knew going into this. But I don't know why I brought up that screen. That was an accident. But yeah, I just wanted to get in, finish him off, and finish my lane. I was already pissed off at this point, just because the death in that last one was just so stupid that I just couldn't believe it. I was like, here we go, and I gotta fucking deal with his bullshit regen again. I mean, I didn't even go in with full health for this fight. That should show you how much I fucking just really didn't care at this point. I was just like, whatever. If I had died again, I don't even know what I would have done. I think I would have flipped out. I believe this combo finishes him off. Nope, because that stupid fucking regen shit right there. That's right, I forgot about that. That shit can be a nuisance at times. Alright, that combo finished him off, though. That was a bit more of an annoying fight than I was expecting. Alright, so from here, I move on to the tech on Vitality. I'm terrible with the node numbers, so I just call them for what the node is. Iron Man Infinity War. I think we all knew who this was going to be right off the bat. This was a nice, easy fight for me. I was like, okay, I got this one all day. This one was probably another rank 5 champ, which, again, with this guy, it doesn't really matter. Finished that one up quick. I was like, okay, cool. Let's keep it going. And then I move on to this Mystic, and I was like, okay. I was like, typically when people place a Mystic on this node, they usually place it so that Blade... Well, the people that use Blade aren't going in with Blade and then getting the fucking Danger Sense shit and then wiping the bleed. So I always assume that when there's a Mystic on this, it's either going to be Dorm or it's going to be Dr. Voodoo, depending on how they place. I was betting on Dr. Voodoo for this one, so I was like, okay, I'm going in with Corvus. I threw on the 200% boost just in case it was Dorm. And I threw on the special boost because I still got a shitload of these in my stash, so I got to get rid of them anyways. At this point, I still have a 10% boost in my inventory, but I'm not going to use it. I'm just going to use the 20%. And then I saw that was Dr. Voodoo, and I was like, alright, awesome, easy fight. So then he gets his L1, and this happens. The game lags out when I try to dash back a second time. And so due to that, I take fucking Spirit Venom. And now I'm freaking out because I'm like, okay, well, Corvus ain't immune to this shit. I was like, I'm pretty fucked now. I was like, as soon as this shit runs out, well, my charges run out, I'm dead. Like, there's no way to fucking stop it at this point. So I'm just trying to get to an L2, hit him, which does good, but I feel like I should have done more damage, but it definitely did not. So at this point, I'm still panicking, and then he rushes in and catches me with a stupid staff. So now I'm even more pissed off. I go back in, 40% health, and I'm like, okay, well, this fucker tries this shit again. I'm just going to block his fucking L1 so that fucking lag doesn't happen again. Gets to 10 hits, and then I take him out. And I'm sitting there in my head, I'm like, why couldn't I have fucking done that the first time? Nothing like embarrassing yourself against a strong alliance, like. Okay, so from here, I head up. I'm heading over. I'm like, okay, one guy left. I was like, it's Punisher 2099, not too bad. I was like, I mean, I don't personally like fighting Punisher 2099. I actually hate him. But at the time, I was still boosted. I was like, this is a good time to use Stark again. Again, I got all these boosts that I don't really need. And like, I was going to boost up Stark. And I probably should have boosted up Stark, or at least healed him. But overconfidence got me on this one. Now, I didn't die on this node, thankfully, because 3 deaths in 1 war, that would have been pretty fucking trashy. At least at this level. So I sit here and I rack up these poise charges real quick. And now with this node, the thing I'm most worried about is Limber. I'm afraid to end up hitting into his parry or having him heavy me and then stun me, because that shit will fuck me up. And right there, I threw a heavy and I almost got wrecked due to it. Another thing here, a lot of times Stark will evade a decent portion of this guy's fucking L1, but then like just stop evading like the end of it, which is what ends up fucking me at one point here. And this guy's got unfazed on, which is, you know, smart. I'm sure he figured that the person fighting him would end up using Stark. And he was right. And then I get hit by the fucking parry. And I'm like, shit. I was like, I'm gonna fucking die, ain't I? At this point, I'm at 42% health. He's at 24% health. I'm like, alright, I got this. This ain't gonna be an issue. He throws an L1 again. I dodge it. Not a problem. So I'm sitting here waiting for him to throw his heavy so I can try to evade back. Here comes another fucking L1, and the end of it fucking hits me. I'm like, are you fucking serious? So at this point, I'm starting to panic. I'm down to 18% health. He's got 7% health, and so I evade again, and those ones hit me. Now I'm at 1% health, so I freak out. I throw the L1, and it kills him. That was way too close for comfort. But that was me wrapping up my path for this war. Wasn't too bad, but wasn't great. Alright, so first on the highlight reel, we got Shanks. He is fighting a Void today with Hyperion. I'm not sure what node, I did not ask him. But, regardless. So, I don't have a rank 5 Hyperion. It's one I would love to have because he just outputs so much damage. But then again, I have Corvus, so I don't really know that I would need a Hyperion. But I guess the one difference is Hyperion doesn't need charges to be good, so... Not that Corvus needs the charges to be good exactly, but you at least need like heavy boosting for Corvus to be good. Like if you ever fought a Sabretooth with Corvus, it's a nightmare. It's almost impossible. Unless you are heavy boosted, and realistically it depends on what node he's on. So he hits him with the L3 here, takes him down to 14% health. He only had 3% health missing here at this point. He fucking rocked him. Hit him with the heavy again, now avoids that 4%, slaps him with the L1, and that dude's dead. Did a bang up job. Alright, next up, good fella Bugsy. He is hitting Spite, and he is using Vision. Now the skill could have been Korg. Could have been anybody, really. Could have been Thor Ragnarok. Ended up being Blade. Not a too bad one to have. It's a pain in the ass with his regen, though, I guess, but he's got Vision with him, so that's not really a big deal. I see he threw on his regen boost, which was smart. I guess if that was Killmonger, that would have definitely helped. At this point, he just gets him up in the corner. He hits him a few times, L1s him. I don't have Vision, but I wish I had Vision. Smacks him with the L2. At this point, Blade's losing a lot of health. Bugsy still is at 100. It's not bad. He's playing it safe. He's not rushing in right after the L1. Sometimes when I use like the 4-star visions and shit, I'll use an L1, and then when Vision hits the ground, I'll instantly swoop in, because usually they instantly rush you after that for some reason. But it's also risky, because if they don't, you can end up in a bad situation and get hit. So he's 60 hits in, 63 hits in. Blade's almost dead at this point. Not a lot of dashing back happening, so not a lot of power gain to Blade here, which is good. Blade throws his heavy. He hits him with an L2, and it's over. Alright, last but not least here, I got B. Lee. He is hitting Morningstar. I figure I should at least have one boss fight on this video, right? So he goes in. He's got only one charge on Corvus, so he's got to make this shit count. He's doing solid so far. Couple hits in. Hits him with the L2. Well, hits her with the L2, I should say. Now she's got an L2. He dodges it very nicely. Throws an armor break on her. I'm honestly surprised he's not trying to chip her away with some block damage there. But, you know, to each their own. She is playing like a bitch today, though. She's just not throwing those heavies. She just keeps rushing in and dashing back. That's gotta be very frustrating. Then she finally throws that heavy. Then she throws the L1 at him. That's an easy one to evade. I find all of her moves pretty much easy to evade, though. I mean, the L2 can be a pain in the ass if you're caught off guard. Like, if you're dashing back right in the middle of her triggering that shit, then it can clip you. One thing I hate about her L2, though, is if you have invulnerability boost on and she hits you with that shit, say bye to that shit. Alright, so at this point, now he's out of charges. He's hitting her while she's blocking, kind of, you know, make sure she doesn't gain any ground on him. He comes in with the heavy. Now she comes back up and hits him again. I think I just messed that sentence up. It's fine, though. So at this point, there's a minute and 11 seconds left. The glaive charges are about halfway done recharging. He's doing a good job keeping her back. One-third of the way until... Oh, I'm sorry, not one-third. One-fourth of the way until they come back. Down to 53 seconds. He starts a combo on her. Smart move, because at this point, you know, if the bleed came back, it wouldn't last too long. Alright, now he's got his charges. So now it's time for him to end this shit. I'm pretty sure as soon as he hits this L2, she's done. Yep, rushes in for a couple more hits. And then the L2, and shit's done. 55 hits altogether. Not bad. Alright, so we ended up losing, you know, as presumed. It was actually a decent match, though, at least in my opinion. We cleared the map. We died 20 times. They only died 3 times. Shout out to Razorblade, Beely, and Astaroth, me, on this fight. It was a good war. It was nice to face a top alliance just to see what their defense is kind of like. I don't get the chance to do this all the time, so it was kind of refreshing. And in the end here, we were at rank 12 in Platinum 1, which wasn't bad. And then when the rewards came in, we were at 22 in Platinum 1, which, hell, I'll take it. We still ended up coming in, we didn't end up dropping down to Platinum 2, so, ain't gonna be mad about that shit. It was definitely a hard-fought season. Not once were we the fucking, were we not the underdogs of the fight. It was always a fucking higher fucking plus than minus. So I went down here for the War Season crystals, popped this shit, formed a fucking T5, and that was it. Alright, thanks for watching, guys. It's been a hell of a season, and I will be back next season with more videos. Yeah, best of luck to everybody.